Nisqy isn't the #1 NALCS mid laner. I got you guys there. What's up, you guys? This is LCS Rants, and the LCS recently just wrapped up their first round robin. And I think this is a great time for me to give you guys an update on my top 10 NALCS mid laners. Well, for first, I graded them based on first, their laning phase, second, their impact on the team, and third, their importance to their team. Now, I left Pobelter out of my list because he's only played 2 games in the LCS right now, so I'm going to leave him out of this tier list. So Crown will be taking the place of Pobelter. And speaking of Crown, he's actually number 10 on my list. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that Crown is the worst performing mid laner in the LCS. He's so bad he got benched, and Pobelter came in to replace him. His GM told the head of esports of COG,
I think pretty obvious that we need to change something, especially around mid.
There were quite a few times during the laning phase where he could have, flashed to get first blood, but he decided not to, and we don't really know why. Of all the 10 starting mid laners, he's the only one that's no longer playing in the LCS. He's number 10 on my list. Alright, so number 9 on my list is Ryoma. He got solo killed by Bergson 3 times in lane. What more do I need to say? He's 9th on my list. On to number 8. Number 8 on my list. Actually statistically, Aika is actually worse than Ryoma. He has the worst DPS in the LCS. If you ever pan over mid lane to watch what he's doing, he's probably under his tower. Oh, would you look at that? It's Aika in his natural habitat underneath his tower. I think Aika brings more to the team than Ryoma. He's very intelligent about the game, and he also brings shot calling. If you guys watched Xmithy's interview with Travis Gafford, Xmithy explains that Aika was actually the mastermind behind Immortal's backdoor against CLG. Aika comes from EU. He's got the balls. He got some EU big balls to make those big time plays that helps his team win the game. He thinks outside of the box. If you don't have someone who's willing to pull the trigger, someone like Aika, you're never going to make that play. And I think there are quite a few games where Immortal's intelligence has really won them the game. Give a lot of credit to Aika. So number 7 on my list is Golden Glue. Now, I think Golden Glue has definitely exceeded our expectations. Before coming into the split, he was known as like the intern of the team. He didn't really have an impact on the team. He dies a lot. But this time he's actually going even in lane. And sometimes in the mid games, he'll actually make some plays which gets his team ahead. But when he does get ahead, like for example in the second round robin when 100 Thieves played Golden Guardians, Golden Glue was like 4-0, but then he got caught out in a side lane. And then even though he had the 4-0 lead, it didn't seem like he was doing a lot with that lead. Not like the top tier mid laners like Bergson and like Nisqy. Once they can take small advantages and make them into bigger advantages, which will help their team win games, it doesn't seem like Golden Glue has this capability. And I think that's what's really separating him from, being a top tier mid laner. Next on my list, I have Jensen. Jensen, I feel like he's been a solid mid laner for Team Liquid. He's not making flashy plays like he used to, but I feel like he's also not really losing the game for Team Liquid. I feel like he's just stuck on a team with really good players, but they're not working as a cohesive unit, as they just recently got Broxer. And the fact that they lack the team play, that's what's really costing them in games. So he's number 6 on my list. Alright, so number 5 of my list is Hazuki. To me, Hazuki is a double-edged sword. He's either going to make that big play to win you the game, or he's going to die trying right before a major objective. So the first week, he made some exceptional plays on his LeBlanc. He was roaming and he was chunking people out just to keep EG in the game. And those types of aggressive plays have really kept EG somewhat competitive. Like I said, it is a double-edged sword. His teammates have to follow up for those 20-80 plays where Hazuki has to play perfectly and the enemy player has to mess up. League of Legends to me is a team game, and your heroics can only take you so far. You're eventually going to need your team to back you up to bring you the victory. And this is why I have him number 5th. So 4th on my list is Froggen. So Froggen has the 3rd most damage per minute of all the mid laners. When he's on the champions that he's really comfortable with, such as Orianna, he'll make some clutch shockwaves. He'll zone enemy players pretty well, and he has the potential to carry the game every single time he gets a champion that he's very comfortable with. But as we can see, once he's not on a very comfortable champion like the Echo, he's not really comfortable, and he's kind of a detriment to the team. And he's 4th place right now, and I'm putting him in 4th because of his limited champion pool. Alright, so number 3 I have on my list is my boy Bergson. Bergson's the type of player that plays for the team, and I think this season, he's experimenting a little bit more with his champion pool. Of course, he's still playing his comfort picks like Syndra, but he's also playing like different champions like Renekton, and I really like that about him. And he's also recently, when he plays against like 100 Thieves, he solo killed Ryoma 3 times. But I can't really put him any higher because there are times when he does get the lead, like when he played Renekton against Nisqy, Kiana, he did have a 2-0 lead. He wasn't able to carry with his lead. So because of that, he's 3rd on my list. Number 2 on my list, like I said, you guys, number 2 on my list is Nisqy. Man, it was a really hard decision between Power Evil and Nisqy. I gotta put Nisqy number 2 because Nisqy, yes, he's very comfortable on his champions. He knows the limits of most of the champions that he plays. You know, no matter what you do to Nisqy in lane, he'll always find an advantage somewhere else in the map. Whether he goes top or he goes bot, he'll always make some play to get either himself back into the game or to get his teammates more ahead. You know, that's just something great about Nisqy that I feel like we don't give him credit enough for. All right, some statistics about Nisqy. He has the 2nd most DPS about all the mid laners. If you guys are all waiting for, if you guys haven't already guessed, number 1 on my list is Power of Evil. Power of Evil may not be the flashiest player, but he has shown signs of improvements. You know, people really thought that he could only play like those control type mages, those ranged mid laners. But he has shown the ability that he could play Rumble, a melee champion, and really carry the game on that. And I think what's really good about Power of Evil is that he's consistent. You know what you're going to get from him week to week. He doesn't really have high highs and doesn't really have low lows. He's pretty consistent. I think this is the best I've seen him play in NA. You know, he's literally putting FlyQuest on his back and carrying. He does 35.3% of his team's damage. That is ridiculous. You know, he's going in, he's one-shotting champions, he's poking people out. He's literally, I feel like he's the one who's single-handedly carrying FlyQuest. He also has the highest average damage per minute with 576 damage per minute. That is insane, guys. There you have it, my mid-season NALCS mid lane tier list. If you guys agree with my list, you know, just give me that thumbs up. If you guys don't, put in the comment section down below what your tier list is. I would love to take a look. Like always, if you guys have made it this far into the video, I would always love to have some constructive criticism if you guys put it down below. I'm always looking for ways to improve myself and to improve this channel. And last but not least, what every single YouTuber says, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button.